This common bedroom habit was responsible for the death of a 74-year-old man. Deadly mistakes that seniors do while they are sleeping. Did you know that the bedroom is the most dangerous spot in your home? It is far more risky than the staircase or the kitchen, mostly due to the fact that the bedroom is where we relaxed our guard. It's where we make the mistake of thinking that we are safe. And it's where we allow our hidden habits to slowly accumulate over time, until they eventually become lethal. Every night, older folks are putting themselves in grave danger by making 5 of the most prevalent blunders that occur in the bedroom. We are going to discuss these problems in this video. This is a rather little choice, one that you might not give much thought to, yet it has the potential to have a significant impact on your life. These habits, which are often disregarded, have the potential to turn a calm night into a catastrophe. They can cause fatal falls, stress on the heart, breathing hazards, and fire concerns. Be sure to stay listened to the very end, because the following advice has the potential to safeguard not only your safety but also your independence and your peace of mind. One of the most important things you can do is to educate yourself on these dangers and the solutions to them. Regardless of whether you live alone, with a spouse, or with relatives and caregivers who come to visit you sometimes. Let's get started. First and foremost, there is furniture that is either cluttered or unsteady around the bed. It might appear to be innocuous, such as a chair on which you can hang your sweater, a small side table that contains the book you read the day before, or even a laundry basket that is tucked away near the foot of the bed. When it comes to those over the age of 60, however, that kind of arrangement has the potential to become one of the most hazardous aspects of your entire home. In older individuals, falls are the leading cause of death when it comes to injuries that result in death. Where exactly do the majority of those falls take place? You should not be outside on the sidewalk or in the driveway. At home, in the evening, they take place. In many cases, it is only a few steps away from the bed. The rationale is not complicated. When we get older, our equilibrium shifts. Our ability to react gets slower. We are not as capable as we once were of catching ourselves, recovering from a stumble, or seeing properly in low light intensity as we once were. This indicates that something that was formerly a harmless chair or low-lying storage bin can suddenly become a significant threat for people to trip over. Consider a person such as Harold. He was 74 years old, still self-sufficient, and yet sharp. At approximately 2 in the morning, he awoke in order to use the restroom. After getting out of bed, he stumbled and fell to the ground after catching his toe on the edge of a wicker footstool that he had been using to rest his feet on during the day. The hip injury he sustained prevented him from ever fully regaining his mobility. The entire thing was due to a piece of furniture that had been there from the beginning. It is precisely because of this that this error is so risky. The behavior in question is not unsafe. That is the familiarity. Until it is too late, we fail to recognize the obstacles that are in our path. What's more, it's not just about falling over. Unstable furniture, such as bedside tables that are unsteady or chairs that have legs that are unequal, can topple over if you attempt to utilize them as a means of maintaining equilibrium. It is possible that you will fall to the ground without even realizing what has happened if you suddenly collapse at that moment. The problem is not difficult to fix. Examine the entirety of your bedroom, paying particular attention to the areas that are within easy reach of your bed. When you are half asleep in the dark, ask yourself whether you would have to get up right now and proceed toward the door at this very moment. To what extent would I be impeded? What would my foot be able to catch on? What could end up falling over if I grabbed it? Clear the way for us. Move away any furniture that isn't serving its purpose. It is important to maintain a clean, wide, and predictable walking space. Although it might not seem like a significant shift at first, this is one of the most effective techniques to lower the chance of falling. Your bedroom ought to be a place of rest, not a location of vulnerability. And the first step in protecting yourself is to create an environment that allows for simple and secure mobility. Even when your eyes are still getting used to the new environment or when your body is feeling stiff, merely because a fall isn't merely a fall after the age of 60. Either the beginning of a lengthy recovery or the end of your independence could be the result of this. The process of removing furniture that is unstable and clutter from your bedroom does not require you to be extremely cautious. It is about providing yourself with the best possible opportunity to maintain your uprightness, strength, and control. In the second place, there are hazardous space heaters and frigid bedrooms. There is a sense of comfort that comes with having a cool bedroom. There is just the right amount of coolness in the air to allow one to tuck oneself into the blankets and fall asleep. On the other hand, if the room is kept excessively cold at night or if the wrong kind of heater is used to warm it up, this can quickly become a concealed concern for older folks. With age comes changes to our bodies. Among these alterations is the capacity for thermoregulation, also known as the ability to keep the internal temperature constant. During the night, when circulation slows down and our core body temperature naturally dips, we become more susceptible to cold. This is especially true during the time when we are sleeping. Take this and combine it with a room that is far colder than it ought to be. Let's say it's below 60 degrees. This amount of cold can cause stress on the heart, which can lead to a rise in blood pressure. And in rare situations, it can even contribute to overnight cardiovascular events such as arrhythmias or even strokes in those who are over the age of 60. Not only is it a matter of comfort, but it is also a matter of safety. Even if you are not awakened by a cold room, your body is exerting more effort to maintain its temperature while you are sleeping. Moreover, the strain that accumulates over time or during a susceptible period can become hazardous. To make matters even more difficult, a significant number of elderly people will use space heaters to warm up their rooms, particularly during the colder months of the year. As a matter of fact, not every space heater is created equal. The heating elements on some of them are exposed. They do not have automatic shut-off capabilities, or they are positioned in such a way that they are too close to the bed, curtains, or other flammable items. A single overheated cord or a single heater that has been tipped over is all that is required to start a fire. Fires that start at night, when people are sleeping, when they are sluggish, or when they are on medications that slow them down can be very lethal. Someone told me a story that has been with me ever since. On evenings when it was colder, Nancy, who was 77 years old, installed a tiny heater at the foot of her bed. During the course of one evening, a blanket was accidentally dropped, stretched over the heater, and caught fire. She was left with burns and smoke inhalation, but she managed to survive. The subsequent recovery took several months. Everything could have been different if the room had been equipped with a heater that had a safety sensor or even greater insulation. In that case, what is the answer? To begin, if at all feasible, maintain a temperature in your bedroom that is between 65 and 70 degrees. Not only does that prevent the body from experiencing tension, but it also prevents the room from becoming stuffy. Second, if you are in need of a space heater, select one that has a cool touch exterior, built-in protection from tipping over, and an automated shut-off feature. Make sure that it is never placed too close to the bed, and that it is never left running while you are sleeping. Additionally, the power of layering should not be underestimated. The use of a heated blanket with safety features, a pair of warm socks, or flannel sheets can help you maintain a comfortable temperature without increasing the risk of fire or putting more strain on your heart. With increasing age comes a reduction in the margin of error. When a person is 70 years old, something that was a little annoyance when they were 40 years old can become a significant health stressor. Take note of your body's cues if you find that your room is too cool at night. Not only should the covers be adjusted, but the surroundings should also be adjusted, because no one should go to bed in a place that silently puts their lives or their health in jeopardy. I would appreciate it if you could use the second comment section below to let me know that you are continuing viewing this video and that you are finding these insights to be helpful. I strongly suggest that you subscribe to the channel and activate the bell if you have not already done so. This will ensure that you do not miss any videos. With your assistance, we are able to continue producing high-quality content that will both inform and inspire you. Now, let's proceed with our plans. Number 3. Blankets that are too loose and pillows that are too big. Getting into a warm bed that is surrounded by fluffy pillows and blankets is an experience that cannot be compared to anything else. However, for elderly people, particularly those who have difficulties moving around or who have health concerns, an excessive amount of softness can constitute a quiet hazard, one that transforms comfort into danger. Mobileness is the starting point. Getting out of bed becomes more difficult as we get older. As rapidly as possible, sit up or shift our weight in a smooth, and when a bed is loaded with heavy blankets, loose sheets, or big pillows, the process of simply getting out of bed becomes more difficult than it ought to be. Your foot goes over the edge of a blanket and snags on it. Your body is absorbed into the mattress to an excessive degree. It is difficult to push off from a soft pillow because it does not provide any support. Within that fraction of a second, equilibrium is gone. An accident takes place. In many instances, the commencement of the fall occurs just there, from the bed to the floor surface. At one point, I was told that George, who was 81 years old at the time, was still living on his own in the house that he and his wife had constructed. Early in the morning, he awoke with a feeling of dizziness. The foot of his foot became entangled in an additional throw blanket that was placed at the foot of the bed when he attempted to swing his legs out of bed. As he hit the nightstand, he fell with great force. Consequently, a broken wrist and a visit to the hospital were the outcomes. And all of this is due to a single layer that is cozy but not necessary. It is not merely a matter of tripping that poses a risk. Additionally, it is about breathing. It is possible for an excessive number of pillows, particularly large pillows that are overstuffed, to discreetly block airflow, particularly for individuals who sleep on their backs, and blankets that are too loose, when they are pulled too high or when they are bundled up. When sleeping, the neck can put pressure on the airway or contribute to overheating, both of which increase the amount of strain placed on the cardiovascular system. It is possible that the incorrect arrangement of bedding can exacerbate symptoms for people who suffer from sleep apnea or who use oxygen equipment. Even something as basic as a pillow that tilts your head forward too far might cause your airway to get constricted, which will make it difficult for you to breathe during the night. And this is something that a lot of people are unaware of. However, it is not about how things feel when you lie down for the first time. In the middle of the night, when your body is sluggish, weak, or disoriented, it is important to pay attention to how they behave after you have been asleep for a considerable amount of time. It is for this reason that just a few minor adjustments might have a significant impact. Select a single pillow that provides support and is firm enough to keep your neck in place, but not so tall that it causes your head to tilt. Take advantage of lightweight blankets rather than layering on numerous layers of blankets. In addition, make sure that the margins of your bed are clear, particularly the area surrounding your feet and the entrance and exit points. It is not necessary for you to strip your bed naked. Nonetheless, you should consider it a space that is not only for resting but also for moving around in a secure manner. If you want to get out of bed, your bed should not ensnare you. A sense of ease can be found in simplicity, and for many elderly people, making the transfer to a safer sleeping arrangement is one of the simplest and most immediate strategies to prevent an accident that occurs during the night, mainly due to the fact that at this point in your life, the bedroom needs to shield you from harm rather than bring you down when you are at your most vulnerable. Poor lighting, and there is no light switch that is easily available within reach. Take for example the scenario in which you find yourself waking up in the middle of the night, either to use the restroom or to obtain a glass of water. There is a heavy weight in your eyes, your equilibrium is a little off, and the entire room is completely hidden in darkness. In the absence of any light whatsoever, you either fumble about for the switch or, far worse, you attempt to make it to the door. This is the point at which a straightforward error can have a profound impact on one's life. Changes occur in our eyesight as we become older. It takes longer for our bodies to acclimate to darkness, and shadows can cause our impression of depth to be distorted. It is possible for a typical journey to become a disaster, even if you have lived in the same house for 30 years. All it takes is one unexpected object on the floor or a chair in a little different spot to disrupt your pattern. In addition, it is not only about falling. Inadequate lighting might lead you to become disoriented, confused, or lose your sense of direction, all of which can become dangerous. It is twice as dangerous for people who wake up tired after taking medication since their reaction time is slowed down. There is a decline in coordination, and what would normally be a straightforward walk to the restroom becomes a significant risk. My memory is of Mary, who was 79 years old and took great pride in her independence. As a result of her desire to avoid wasting electricity by maintaining a nightlight, she ensured that her bedroom was completely dark each and every night. When she was trying to reach the switch in the hallway early in the morning, she missed the corner of her dresser and immediately fell to the ground. Her confidence never entirely returned, despite the fact that the damage was very minor. It's so easy to circumvent. A simple nightlight, a lamp with a touch base, or even a battery-powered light strip placed beneath the bed can completely transform the situation. It is now possible to have lights that turn on with the simple tap of your palm or a wave of your hand, which means that you will never again have to walk across the room in the dark. Not to mention, the light switch need to be within your reach from the comfort of your bed. In order to illuminate the road, no one should be required to get up, feel their way along a wall, or stretch while putting themselves in danger. It is not uncommon for the most insignificant adjustments to have the most significant impact. You might be able to avoid months of anguish, thousands of dollars in hospital expenses, or even the loss of your independence by installing a plug-in light that costs only $10. Even if you wake up in a cloud, looking at bright warm light can help you see. It can help you maintain your equilibrium, and it can help you stay centered during the night. It is one of the most straightforward and effective methods of protecting oneself. I would appreciate it if you could use the fourth comment section below to let me know that you are continuing viewing this video and that you are finding these insights to be helpful. I strongly suggest that you subscribe to the channel and activate the bell if you have not already done so. This will ensure that you do not miss any videos. With your assistance, we are able to continue producing high-quality content that will both inform and inspire you. Now, let's proceed with our plans. In the fifth place, the use of sedatives or alcohol before going to bed without supervision. A glass of wine to help you relax, a sleeping tablet to assist you in falling asleep, and possibly even an over-the-counter nightcap to help you feel more comfortable immediately before going to bed. In the minds of many elderly people, these seemingly little rituals are only innocuous components of a bedtime routine. But if they are consumed without supervision or mixed together without anyone being aware of it, they have the potential to quietly become lethal. When a person reaches the age of 60, the brain reacts differently to sedatives, sleep aids, and even mild dosages of alcohol. What used to be a source of relief for people who were 40 years old can now induce symptoms such as dizziness, confusion, slowed reflexes, and even momentary memory lapses. And this is especially risky in the middle of the night, when you are at your most vulnerable, because it is when you are most alert. A situation in which the presence of weariness, darkness, and decreased reaction times can transform a simple trip to the bathroom into a fall that can have devastating consequences. A great number of individuals are unaware of the fact that sedatives, even ones that are recommended by a physician, have the potential to disrupt balance, influence blood pressure, and diminish coordination. It's possible that you won't even feel the benefits first, in spite of the fact that you may wake up feeling good. Your body is still under the influence of drug or alcohol. Additionally, the effects are amplified when alcohol is added to the mixture, even in amounts that are relatively low. Breathing patterns shift, the heart rate slows down, and decision-making becomes more hazy. In addition, If you are also taking medicine for high blood pressure, discomfort, or anxiety, the combination of these medical conditions might make your sleep a significantly more hazardous experience. Jim, who was 74 years old at the time, was having problems sleeping after the death of his wife. This is a case that I remember very well. His physician administered a gentle sedative to him. Moreover, he made it a practice to drink bourbon right before going to bed every night. The two were not expected to interact. According to him, he was unable to maintain his equilibrium and ended up hitting his head on the doorframe after getting up too hastily one night. The concussion and internal bleeding were both major injuries. Although the injury was not evident to the naked eye, it was a success. The recuperation, on the other hand, took several months and may have been prevented. It is not about avoiding any kind of assistance or shaming somebody. One might use a sleep aid for legitimate reasons, however. It is essential that the use of such a device be supervised, deliberate, and tailored to the individual's age and health. You should discuss your sleeping habits with your physician if you use anything to get to sleep on a daily basis, including alcohol, melatonin, prescription drugs, or even natural cures. Try not to rely solely on methods that were successful in the past. Now, your liver, your brain, and your metabolism are all different from what they were before. In addition, if you want to take something at night, you should exercise prudence. Make use of a bed rail. A lamp should be within easy reach. Do not get up all of a sudden. Remain seated. Take a deep breath, and give your body some time to readjust. Because something that seems like a harmless habit to do before going to bed could actually be modifying your reflexes to the point where it puts you in danger. You are deserving of some rest. You should get some rest. However, you also deserve to wake up in a secure and relaxed state. Refrain from exchanging one for the other. Lastly, some thoughts. Now that we've gone over 5 of the most common and most disregarded mistakes that older folks make in their bedrooms, it's time to take a moment to reflect on your own personal space. What did you find to be the most noteworthy? Was it the mess that was close to your bed? The additional blanket that is folded up at your feet? Alternatively, the manner in which you reach for a light switch while it is dark? These are items that are simple to disregard. Imagine that I've always done it this way, or that I'll be more careful the next time I do it. On the other hand, the habits that feel the most comfortable are the ones that are the most hazardous to one's health. The goal here is not to transform your house into a medical facility. Making decisions that are age-appropriate and intelligent in order to safeguard your autonomy and mental well-being is the goal here. Because you are able to get a better night's sleep when your bedroom serves to protect you. You walk more fluidly. You can age more gracefully. Now is the time to take a baby step toward addressing these issues. If you have been ignoring them, take away that footstool that is excess. Replace your tall stack of pillows with a single pillow that provides support. Install a light that moves. Ask your physician about the sleep aid you are using. You've put forth a lot of effort to create a life that is just for you. Don't let a single minor error in the room that is supposed to be used for resting ruin everything. We appreciate you being here with us today. It would be wonderful if you could get in touch with us. Please leave a comment below and tell us about one item you discovered today and how you intend to put it to use in your life right now. We place a high value on your opinions, so please do not be reluctant to share them with us. Our inspiration and encouragement are greatly increased as a result of reading your remarks. I would appreciate it if you would like, subscribe, and share this video if you found it to be informative and enjoyable. With your assistance, we are able to continue producing high-quality content that will both inform and inspire you. We appreciate you taking the time to watch, and we hope to see you in the future video.